Right, Barry, so I get it. What you're saying is, by saying now, you've gone on to say that the two people did see Suzanne on Mother's Day, you're pursuing your alibi, so I can only assume that your two girls and Suzanne's brother and yourself are all complicit in trying to hide the fact that you arranged with Suzanne to euthanise her. And Suzanne agreed to have herself euthanised, and the plan was carried out, and voila, she's no longer alive, and you all arranged this plan, this alibi you are now pursuing, continuing to pursue, that she went missing Mother's Day. Just say, Barry, that you went to work Mother's Day, you kissed me goodbye on the morning of Mother's Day, and that was the last you saw of me, and that I just went missing, and everything should be alright. You should be alright with that alibi. Just keep on saying it, Barry, and as long as they don't find me, i.e. my body, then you and the girls, you should all still be alright. Everything will be alright in the Morphew home. I can only assume, based on the fact that you're still pursuing this alibi, this ridiculous, patronising alibi, insulting alibi, that I can only assume that you're all complicit in my understanding of what happened, what must have happened. That Suzanne was euthanised, the word euthanised. I can only imagine that she had a relapse of the cancer, and instead of going through the treatment again, you all discussed amongst yourselves, as I say, including the girls, and I can only assume the brother as well, because he's doing the brotherly thing, insisting that he wants to know what happened to his sister, and like all brothers would do, come down and take on a search themselves, raise money online, raise money, and do the assuming brother come down trying to look for her himself, the expected of a brother who wouldn't have a clue what had happened to his sister would do. I can only assume you're all the Morphew household, including the brother, you're all completely complicit. I won't use the word complicit, I won't continue to use the word complicit, because in your eyes I assume you're all doing the right thing, it is what you've all agreed to do, so I won't use the word complicit again. You're all carrying out the alibi which you're pursuing, Barry, and there you go. I'm not knocking you for it, Barry, I'm not knocking you for that, because it's what you've all agreed, but yeah, so we're talking now like two girls in their 20s who are still in their nappies really in regards to when it comes to the development of a human brain. A person in their 20s is still basically in their nappies, aren't they? And a brother who may or may not have been close to Suzanne, all being completely aware of the alibi that you are pursuing, you were all continuing to pursue. Curious. Curious. That's my conclusions anyway, that you had all agreed amongst yourselves. It's my only conclusion I can draw from this, that you all agreed on this story. Possibly Suzanne came up with it, and they can't find the body, no crime. You think you're above the law, think you're living off the grid because you're living in the middle of a forest, Barry? Well, as far as I'm aware, you're living in the United States of America, and whose laws they may be. Because you open your curtains every morning to a nice forest landscape, doesn't mean that you do live under your own sovereignty. Doesn't mean that at all. And my only conclusion is that, amongst my conclusion is that I try to think, how could Barry not be involved in my conclusion? But Barry has to be. The brother, is it Brian? Is it Brian? It's Brian, isn't it? The only thing I can draw is the inclusion of Brian in this story, in this alibi. I cannot exclude Brian. I can't possibly exclude Brian because I can't imagine, on the flip side, you could be so cruel as to take his sister from him, regardless of your reasons, and to leave him in the dark in doing so. I just cannot imagine you would do that, and that the Morphew household would do that to Brian, regardless of how close Suzanne was to her brother. I still can't imagine you would do that to another human being, leave them in the dark about their sister, deliberately so, leave them in the dark about their sister. Cannot possibly, and I'm only 50 years old, I'm speaking from my personal, I cannot possibly even fathom that you would leave another human being in the dark regarding the demise of the sister of said other human being. Can't possibly imagine it, how you could leave another person in the dark about his brother, about his sister, about what happened to his sister. Can't possibly imagine it. Allow another person to think the unknown rather than have an ending, a conclusion to their sister's life. Yeah, that's enough. Said enough. Over. This is in regards to you saying about the Mother's Day, 2 witnesses seeing Suzanne on the American TV show. You went on to this American TV show and you were asked about this, and you were purposely put forth to her to mention that Suzanne was seen on Mother's Day. This is just in regards to that interview, okay?